Hey guys, Mike here from Just Car People Things. We are checking out this Rivian R1S. Our friend, the Topher, who's playing with his camera gear as usual, is kind enough to take us out here to Holly Oaks, where we got to spot for him and get to sort of make sure we don't drive into anything too large or over any giant extra large rocks. The Rivian R1S taps in, starts around high 70s. This one pretty fully optioned, closer to around $100,000. I have to tell you, having been out in it now a little bit, and we'll obviously splice a lot of footage in here, this is an incredible package off-road. Might be one of the more comfortable cars I've ever been in off-road. It's big inside. It feels smaller than it is, except for the fact that the hood profile on it is very, very long. So when you get into it, it feels like it's got a really big hood. But the UI and everything else associated with it is really, really nice. It sounds good. It's got a good sound system. It's really well finished inside. Big rear door, big flat floor, which I think is great. There's actually even a button to automatically fold the seat forward for third row access. You'll see that you got a lot of third row room, foot room here. This is a pretty big third row, bigger than my GX 460, probably bigger than a GX 550, which is gonna be in the ballpark for the entry price of this car at the higher trims. This actually also rotates back here to get this back into the right position. And I'm pretty sure it's got just like the GX, has that roll forward index. And then one of the other things I love about this thing is that it's under the V. Yep, under the V. You gotta aim for the, look, it's like an arrow. Yeah. Isn't that slick? And then of course you've got this, which is so Land Cruiser-esque. I adore this little tailgate here. And you got a lot of room, again, that ability to hit the button and just flip that seat down up there. You know, very, very slick. These are manual, but obviously fold flat. Ton of cargo room for what it is. And this just, it's got like a little assist in it. It's like super light. And of course, this is power on the way down. The other thing to mention about this, beyond the really cool set of wheels and everything else that's on it, is somewhere down here. There's the front camera right there. Big frunk on this as well. So you got a ton of room up here to store stuff. You have a really long hood, but in turn you get a lot of storage out of it. So I think it's a really compelling package. If you're someone who needs an SUV or needs a larger SUV, I mean, you're seeing stuff now get up into the 60s, 70s pretty quickly, especially on like the Suburban, Yukon Tahoe, Expedition type stuff. This 370 miles of range with the highway tires, 410 miles of range. And that's a really, really capable vehicle that's probably gonna suit just about everybody's needs. And we're gonna go show you some stuff of us wheeling it now. But again, appreciate the Topher. If you don't like and subscribe to his channel, you absolutely should. And while you're at that, before you click away to his channel to watch his infinitely better video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe for me too. I would really appreciate it. It is how YouTube showers us with love. So that said, super cool car. We're gonna have a blast in it, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. We've got, you want to film this? You want to jump out and spot? Yeah, we got a nice little articulation situation. All right, I threw my camera on so we can have a YouTubeception moment. Very meta. All right. The hardest part about doing this is actually not falling. So, all right, so we're off road here in the R1S, not the T. Let me get some additional video going here. You got to get the articulation in this thing. Massive ground clearance, 16 inches of ground clearance in this thing. Really, really wild. Like nothing at all. That is wild. That, you didn't even break a sweat. Yeah, I thought it was gonna dip, but it just worked out. I mean, I want to walk back there just so people can actually, you don't get a good perception on camera of just how big that dip is. But that just climbed. I mean, that's easily 16, 18 inches, if not more. Really, really cool. Awesome stuff. I wanted to get some close-up of that because, like, I don't think people on, as you know, using a wide-angle camera, you don't get the full Like, just how big was that obstacle? Dude, you just went, I mean...
GoPros and wide angle cameras flatten all hills.
Right. It looks really, like, this thing is...
That was pretty good.
That was very, very good. So...
What do we got here? This is a new trail. I haven't explored this.
Yeah, we're in a new spot of the world here.
So, I think this will lead us to... Nice little dip. This will lead us to our high speed section that we know.
I think that's around to the left, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that section back there is still an active gravel pit.
Yes, that's right. Here's a nice climb.
Yeah. Holly Oaks is great though.
It's such a great environment. Yeah.
And you know, if you come out here, like we haven't had a ton of rain, so it's actually like really nice to be out here. Yeah, this is the area back here where you can.
All right, let's switch. Let's go into
normal ride height, right?
Let's go into our high ride height.
I love that it's just like normal, high, highest.
Just turn things off. Yeah, regens. Have a bit of fun.
Have a bit of fun. Yeah. Off in the R1S. Man, this thing's got hustle.
It really does, yeah.
It's hard to explain to people who've never been in an EV the kind of torque a vehicle like this makes. I mean, it is a gravity well of torque.
And I think it's going to do pretty well at high speed stuff.
Well, first off, the ride control right now is amazing. This is when we were in the Ranger Raptor, we were getting bounced all over the place.
Yeah, that feels great. That feels really good for air suspension. That's amazing.
This is real. I mean, the viewers don't, obviously GoPros have some native image stabilization.
That was a little jump right
A little
there.
jumpy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to whip a donut.
Oh.
I don't want to deep or something.
Oh, that's true. We are air down pretty far.
Oh, look at that. Okay, the suspension is fantastic.
This actually might be the best riding off-road vehicle I have been in that has 4 wheels and is an SUV.
All our recovery gears rattling around in the back. Turning radius is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
This is tight.
You know, one of the perks of kind of not having a solid front axle is you get away with a lot of that stuff in a way that a Jeep just wouldn't be able to swing.
We'll stay out of the mud today.
Please mercy. That is a great way to test exactly how heavy your vehicle is.
It is.
So.
Yeah, you can't overcome physics.
Nope, and that is.
However, the R1S is trying today.
Yes, it is.
It's giving it its best.
It absolutely is. You know, we talked about that with like the Hummer, right? Like nothing that's 9,000 pounds should move like that.
Yeah.
It's that feels the Hummer, which of course is in a similar price point as this, right? You're approaching that 100,000 mark.
Yeah.
The Hummer just doesn't. Man, you can
little slides.
Yeah, you can oppo lock it there. I like that. That's very impressive.
Little mini drift. The R1T had a drift mode. This I'm not seeing a drift mode.
This takes you on that kind of tighter stuff that might be good to kind of explore just for a hot second.
Let's try it. Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
And I love you get like a little bit of that Jetsons whine out of the back of it too. You probably picked that up on the audio.
Past like half throttle, that kicks in.
So
sounds good.
So is that the all-wheel where the all-wheel drive actually really actuates? Is it?
That's that rear motor just doing its thing.
Okay, we are not climbing that right now.
Yeah, we probably won't clear that. It's probably more of a side-by-side trail. And then this looks a little bit tight through here.
Yeah.
What's this downhill to the left?
Do you want me to jump out?
Let's see here.
Or we could just. You know how much trouble that saves me?
It saves you a lot of inconvenience.
A lot of jumping.
I think we might just be able to dip down here.
Yeah, we can make the exit.
This is easy.
This is the straight exit.
Yeah.
We actually, last time we were here, this wasn't like this, and we actually took the Ranger over it.
That's right, yeah.
But that is that is almost vertical there now. That's something you're doing on a prepped Formula Baja side by side.
Try to avoid some pinstriping here. And it looks like this is the way we go.
Yep, that takes you back out.
Yeah, the last time we were here, there was a lot of really rough sections. A lot of the trail had been washed out from all the thunderstorms we'd had all summer.
We had that hurricane remnants thing move through.
Yeah, and then we've got another hurricane.
Now coming now, yeah.
Our hurricane remnants.
If you're in Florida, we do hope you're okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, you can skid this thing in under braking. I mean, that's just not what I was expecting. Oh yeah, this is ballistic missile fast.
And it just, there's no drama over bumps and high speeds. This is really impressive. Oops.
Oh no, we lost our flag. Brakes. Can you believe we get paid to do this?
I know.
It's amazing. Well, while we're waiting here for Topher to get back in, this is the Rivian R1S, the SUV version of the R1T. Gorgeous pano roof, big rear seating space. Something I really like about it. Nice big flat floor pan. One of the things you get with an EV is this is basically on a skateboard. So you have great leg room, great third row room. I mean, this is as big inside as frankly, almost a Chevy Suburban. And that's crazy for a vehicle that's probably a lot closer in size to its smaller Yukon Tahoe cousin, or even some of the large crossovers like the Acadia. I'll look up the specs and might flash some stuff on the screen here about size differential wise, where this is at, while we enjoy watching Topher here struggle. He's got that gorgeous Tudor he's wearing today. Struggle with putting our flag back on. This thing is so fast, it is overcoming the suction cup mounts on our flag. But really, really impressive package. The UI is great. We've got all the different settings down here showing you all the on and off-road items. We've got, of course, some pretty straightforward items. Nav, looks like pretty impressive integration with everything. And you can even, you know, kind of pick the trails out, which is awesome. So that said, really, really cool car.
Yeah, I mean, this just reaffirms, you know, okay, so the last time I drove an R1, all right, so the last time I drove a Rivian, it was just after driving a very well-built GX470.
Okay.
Like, pretty much everything you could want to do.
On a 470, so that's an older car.
Yeah.
So like a 06 to 12, you know.
No sway bars, big lift, 35-inch tires.
Yep.
Like everything you would want out of your dream rig, this thing had. And then I drove the Rivian. It was more capable, faster, better,
and it
drama.
Doesn't get 12 miles a gallon with a tailwind.
The gallon's better in every way.
Yeah. You don't have to
kind of reaffirms that.
Change the oil, you know. I mean, I think about that, like, you know, I have the 1LE, and I love the 1LE, and in many ways you will pry it from my cold dead hands, because, you know, small block V8s and, you know, manual transmissions are sweet. But that being said, the thing takes 10 quarts of oil. It's $14 a quart. You know, it's $150 just for an oil change.
You don't need to go to the dealer. You don't need to go to the gas station in this.
Right. You
plug it in,
bring it home,
once a week.
rotate the tires once in a while. You'll never go through a set of the brakes because you're one pedal driving the whole time.
The tires, you will probably only last a little while. You might want to get it.
You might actually want two sets, honestly. You might want the highway tire set that's a little harder wearing, and you might want the off-road set to come mess around out here.
Also, I think these factory Pirellis are really squishy and really soft, and they're not made for tread life. Whereas an off-the-shelf all-terrain like a KO3 or AT4W,
yep.
Like you actually might get a decent amount of mileage.
Right. Yeah, the
something to factor in, something to consider is your ride height when you're driving this around. If you're on the highway, you're in sport mode, you're at below ride height setting.
It's almost like a station wagon.
Well, your alignment isn't going to be calibrated for that ride height. There is a little bit of camber and caster and toe change depending on your
so you'll eat tire faster as a result of that. Never thought about that.
What you're aligned for, what setting you're aligned.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing is as you index up and down with a multi-point suspension, you're adding that, you know, all that fun stuff that comes with it. So we're going, and that's full off.
It's as off as an EV will get, probably.
That's true. Feels pretty full off. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and
you feel its weight under braking.
You absolutely do, but you know, you feel, I'd say the same thing about you know, a Raptor R or a T-Rex, you know, which are also 7,000 pounds. Do you want to do a launch? Like we got, you know, this is like a pretty smooth.
Do a little launch control?
Yeah, do we have a launch control mode, or do you just mat the thing?
I think we just mat it.
Okay, well, head against the seat back, folks. Wowza. And that is 0 to 50 off-road in probably 4 seconds.
I'm stabbing the floor there.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah, not a feature on the Rivian R1S. No passenger brake pedal.
Yeah, we should look into that if you're driving. So,
Oh man, what a blast.
This thing's a riot.
Yeah.
Absolutely a riot.
Let's go see if it'll do some other fun things like the steps and the
Oh yeah.
the Moab.
We'll do that real quick.
Feature.
See if the turning radius is,
It's quite good.
it's actually better, much better than I've seen with most ORVs, you know, or capable trucks off-road. Is there a mechanism in this to default it to just rear drive, or does the bias change? Or that's probably a good question to ask.
I think there's probably a more off-road oriented trim that has settings for that.
Like a
Maybe
Baja
there's
mode,
software.
right?
Yeah, and it turns it into a drift mode.
I mean, this thing makes what you said, 665 horsepower, 829 pound-feet of torque, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, 800 pound-feet of torque instantly in an off-roader is,
That's insane.
that's bananas.
That's
I mean, it's just wild.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna do the steps because.
Oh, I want to
There's
video it outside because this is what gets the.
Let's do it.
You actually jumped the front of the Ranger Raptor over that dip you just went over a few weeks ago. All right, tackling the steps. This is didn't even bat an eye. This is boring. This isn't fair. Look at it just effortlessly over that. That is probably a 14-inch obstacle at least. You're good so far. You got it on the front. You're good on the front. So if you want to roll forward, keep an eye on the back. You're good. Wow. I'd be careful bumping it because you'll bottom the rear. Yep. So. Yeah, but it's doing it. It is heavy, and you know, not a lot of traction. I mean, as big as those tires are, they're not giant. I mean, I don't know if I fear if you take too much speed at it, you'll bottom the rear. But I do think, you know, again, if this was less of a car you cared about, you could do it. I do think it's but you risk damaging the car, and we don't want to do that today, right? But that said, I do think it could do it. I really do.
That's pretty good. Maybe we'll give it one more shot.
One more attempt. Oh, so close. So, I mean, you're aired down pretty far.
We'll let it be.
Cut it the other way, yeah. Wow, what a vehicle.
You good here?
You get up a little closer, slow. No, nope, that lip's gonna catch you, I think, just a little too close. I like this concrete because I don't nearly fall in my... You look pretty good right now. Very good. This thing just eats it up. You're good. Wow. And the R1S just eats it up. Wow. This doesn't bat an eye at it. One of the hardest things about this is making sure I don't fall on camera in front of all of you. I look like James May. You want to get the exterior. So we're now in the side-by-side track. What could go wrong? Yeah.
It's always a nice little bump right here.
It gets a little wobbly mid-corner here.
I don't feel like it's bottomed out at all.
No, just the one, you had the little jump before. A little bit of, there was a little bottom there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was comfortable. It almost feels like the air ride has some progressiveness to it in terms of its dampening, right?
There's a lot of travel here.
Oh yeah, it really. I mean, it feels like a side-by-side. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah, can you believe this weighs 7,000 pounds?
No,
it's amazing.
No, if you were to blindfold someone who owned a Jeep Wrangler, lifted Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in this, they would truly have, like, they would think they're on an alien spaceship when they're riding around in this.
Aside from a Raptor product with Fox live valve shocks, this is the most impressive suspension I've felt off-road.
Yeah.
And anything that we've tested and driven.
Better, it is, I will say this, better than the TRX.
Yeah.
And you can get, oh, there's all our off-road gear in the back there again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only strapped down a little bit.
Right. It's just a plastic bin, so you're gonna hear it, folks. But, oh, right here?
Yeah, this is a good spot. Right by the water?
Oh, yeah. A little water feature.
Find a place for Mike to do his video intro. This is kind of romantic.
Yeah. This isn't the date I had in mind, but sure. Might be the vehicle I had in mind.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. If you show up in a date in this, you can lower air it out for her to get in the car, and you can lift it back up.
You want to see what it's like?
Yeah, drop it out, and then let's maybe I can film that happening. It's pretty quick. So there you are. Oh wow. Will it go this low on the highway?
Yeah.
So it literally will fully tuck. I mean, you are tucking tire at this point. Like, standard test. We are not, it's not happening, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That is super, super, super cool.
It looks good lowered.
It does.
And it looks good raised.
This is my Jedi mind trick, folks. You can see the R1T is, their R1S is slowly lifting herself up on those beautiful air shocks. This has Pirelli Scorpions. They're a little soft, but I believe they're about 34. They're 275, 65, 20s, 33 or 4. And man, this thing has been so capable off-road. So,
oh yeah, there's just
so there's a, and then there's a hitch. So it is equipped with a trailer hitch. Do you know what it tows? I didn't look that up. I need to look that up.
I don't.
But I assume it's probably, you know, pretty capable.
We'll just put it right here.
Yeah, somewhere down in this corner probably.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
but probably not for very far.
Correct. But, you know, if you're one of those people that you just got to get the boat out of the lake, or you just need to take the brush trailer to the dump, or it's perfect. Yeah. You know.
No, I mean, I could tow side by side out here.
Yeah.
40, 50 miles, and it wouldn't be any issue.
Yep.
I mean, on a full charge, 370 miles of range.
Even at half that, you're covered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're in great
so,
shape.
Cool.
And if you put a set of maybe less squishy all-terrain tires, you'd gain more range. You'd probably be able to.
Yeah, I do think this might be something, if you really want to wheel it regularly, you would think really seriously about having 2 sets of wheels for it. Having a highway tire that you drive every day, and then you want to go off-road, you just swap a set on.
Sure.
So
yeah, these probably do feel pretty squishy, so you're probably getting a good range hit here.
Yep.
And I mean, you know, The standard wheels are 22s, which those are pretty.
Yeah.
They're not very efficient either.
For sure.
You know, you put a nicer tire on these 20s, and you might have a little bit even more range than 410.
Yep. Well, Chris, the problem with this car is you want to go everywhere, and that's probably a good closing thought for this. When I put all-terrains on my GX460 and had it into the dealer for service, the guy at the dealer, service manager, asked me, "Where are you going with those tires?" And I said, "Anywhere I want." You know, and that's the perk of this. Got to tell you, these are great looking too. The Canyon AT4, really the ZR2 Bison, the AEV setup that's on it might be I think the coolest looking midsize pickup right now. Yeah. It's really, really cool looking.
The 35s are amazing.
The 35s on it are perfect, and it's just the whole stance and the face of it look really cool. But I have to say, this has been a really, thank you for picking me up and letting me check it out. I just said, if I had to replace my GX450 or 460 right now, I would actually really seriously consider one of these as a competitor to the GX550.
Yeah.
The GX550, also in the high 70s to mid 80s to buy. This, you know, if you don't go crazy on the options, maybe you can sacrifice 1 or 2 items here or there, don't want the giant off-road wheels in it, you could probably get this for pretty close to the same price.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a really tough thing to consider. You know, that car also has a lot higher running costs day to day. You know, you're paying for oil, you're paying for gas, you know, whereas this is intrinsically cheaper. EVs have fewer moving parts. You know, there's obviously a lot more risk with the electrical systems, but, you know, I hate to say it, Toyota's had their share of issues with the motor that's now in the GX and the Land Cruiser as well. Yeah. That 3.4 has had some issues. This could be a really compelling package for somebody looking for a really capable off-road vehicle that also can double as a family car. And the Overtrail Plus GX46 or GX550 Overtrail model doesn't have a third row.
Yeah,
and this car does. So if you're kind of desperate for all those things, this might be a great car for you. Thank you for taking me out on it.
You're welcome, man.
Hope everyone hits that like and subscribe button for all of the cool things we get to do. Thanks. Have a great day.